Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. We're back with another episode of One Punch Man. Episode 8 is finally here. Now in the last episode we had, we finally had our match with Saitama. Saitama has kind of been out of it for the duration of this season so far. He hasn't done a whole lot, but we finally got a match between him and Suryo last episode. And that was, well, it was amazing, but it was one-sided, right? Suryo wasn't as powerful as he thought he would. He was. For someone who looked down on heroes and considers himself to be above them, or I guess he's just not very motivated. You know, not everyone wants to be a hero, and I can sort of understand that. In this world, being a hero seems to be a complete pain in the ass. So I can't blame the guy, right? So he sees being a hero as nonsense. He did initially lose, so Saitama won technically by knockout, but he still got back in the ring and fought, and Saitama was disqualified. So I guess in a way he didn't really win because he was impersonating was it Chirac, whatever the guy's name is. So he was caught once he was knocked off. While he was blocking all of Suryo's attacks, punches, kicks, as fast as he was, and he was fast. I would actually put Suryo at he's probably S class, right? Just based on what we saw there. So I'd say both him and Garo are on the same level. Although given that Garo seems to be featured the in the spotlight this season, I imagine he will and can get stronger than he is now. So the match with Suryo is over. I imagine since Saitama is disqualified, then Suryo will continue and continue on to win. We were introduced to monster cells earlier on, which honestly interests me a lot more than the fight itself. As much as I haven't seen Saitama fight, and we technically didn't even see him fight, he did a butt attack to knock Suryo out of the ring. But as much as I wanted to see him back in the ring fighting again, the monster cells, as I mentioned, introduced a whole new layer to this world, right? Where humans can now have the option of becoming monsters, and it brings a lot of questions, and a lot of ethical questions, moral questions. Where do you draw the line? Your heroes who should be fighting to save humans. What do you do when that human becomes a monster? Do you consider that to be them abandoning their humanity and then you kill them, or are they still human and need to be saved, right? So a lot of the heroes are going to find themselves having to ponder that and make a decision where that's concerned. Some of them won't care, of course. This is One Punch Man, of course, so I don't tend to stay too long on ethical questions or questions of morality, right? So I'm quite interested to see. I predicted that Garo is going to come up on the monster cell in some way. Maybe after fighting Bang and Bomb, he'll lose, and then he'll somehow accept the monster cells and then become stronger. Because as is now, he doesn't pose a threat to Saitama. Their path did cross, and he did lose quite easily, I imagine. Even more so than Suryo did, now that I think about it, right? We were introduced to Goketsu at the very end of the last episode, heading to, well, he seems to be in the direction where Genos is, and Genos again is in shambles as he has been for most seasons. Last season and this season, every time he gets an upgrade, he can't catch a break. He gets an upgrade and he's all powerful, and then he gets knocked the hell out and on the ground in pieces, right? But Genos is still one of my favorite characters here, so I'm hoping that he does get a lot stronger, because I would like to see a lot more from him, right? So I'm given that this is now episode 8 and we only have a few more episodes to go, I'm expecting things to ramp up from here on out and a lot more action. We want action, right? Alright, so let's get into it.
優勝おめでとうございます、水流選手。最後にアクシデント寸止めがなかったら俺はここでご来場の皆様にお知らせです。いれば怪人なんて
But they probably think they're all safe since the strongest people are there.
もう彼と気楽に考えよう。なんだあれは。何あれ。見ろ、ロジーにデーブとバズズを抱えているぞ。病 に搬送された選手たちが
Damn.
揃っているか
He's looking for the strongest fighter, I'm guessing. Well, Surya's that design reminds me of the creature from Reserve, the undefeated one. Come on, be brave. When it's a selfless sacrifice on how he's talking, it seems as though he participated in the tournament before. I guess he had a choice, die or... Yep.
我が手中に収めるという俺の野望を叶えるためにな。わかるか？今の俺はかつての武術家豪傑とは次元が違うの怪人細胞を食え。そうすれば怪人になれる。お前たち目的は何だ？ただ破壊し。
Nope. They obviously have to.
我々の目的はそれだけではない。もう一段上のステージへ進もうとしている心の弱さを。選べ、死ぬかか。
But if you're weak, I don't think you're going to become something extremely powerful.
能力がみなぎってくる。おいてる。試合ではよくもやってくれたな。
Yeah.
今度私なら究極の力に目覚めるはずだ。すいません。
I would love to.
身体機能の向上だけでなく精神のタガが外れていくのを感じる。これならあの男も確実に殺せる。
こいつはまあまあ上出来だ。
But you are still kind of weak, so I don't know. Seriously, not one person resisting? Some heroes you guys are. I don't think he'll do it.
こりゃ何でもできそうだ。それもねえ君、俺があいつら追っ払ったらさ、デートしてくれる？
He's strong, but
この状況で逆らう奴がいたか。だったらもういい。
遊び人のくせにくだらねえ正義に目覚めたけ。
done.
邪魔ってだけ。
Let's see about it.
決めた。私の選別に合格した者だけで世界。何？
Back.
もっと楽しませてみろ。愚かな。
Why the hell didn't he fight like this when he was fighting Saitama? Done.
おお、さすが。言ってて。
まだ寝返ってもいいぞ。今後世界は怪人たちのものになる。総力の世界。
Gonna ruin his fun
お前は
lifestyle.
怪人として楽しく生きていける。悪い。
どんな世界でも自分が楽しく過ごせるなら問題はない。になるのは絶対嫌なんでね。出て空流剣。
じゃあ死ね。
In the middle of attacking him?
と言
Oh,
われるだけ
alright.
はある。狩る直前の急な怪人どもの襲来。
Moved?
俺ならどうにでも対応できる。バンケンマンよ。
人間それとも怪人？
うるせえ関西剣。こいつ確かにスピードとパワーだけだ。
I think I found my new favorite character.
立て。3秒以
I
内。
don't, come on, Surya.
2、
Not down yet.
1。いいぞ。もっと死ぬ気で抵抗。
Oh, he doesn't really care about them, though. He's not a hero.
いや、折れたか。
Broke his arm.
ほら、どうした？ 3、2、1。
渾身の一撃を。俺より上だ。
Yeah, you're out of your league.
これが。
Tough bastard.
おお、お前ら 珍しく上等な餌だ。食って中だ。意志が弱く怪人化した後に自我を失ったか
このままじゃやばい。
Why is this guy just standing there?
おいあんた。
ら一生見て悟ったが、お前は俺より強い。
Oh, yeah.
どうあがいても俺はお前には肉だな。人間社会で頂点を極めたところで化け物にはかなわないという。
God damn it.
俺も怪人になるとしよう。お前はここでおとなしく死ね。最強の生物だ。ああ、全部食いやがった。
What happens if he...
体が持たなかったようだ。
Oh, yeah. So you
怪
die.
人。
Where's Saitama?
この先の ICU には。
所詮は人間。わてら怪人に支配されるだけの存在ですわ。ユイは倒された。よかったな。もう人目を気にせず
Just
泣き
Surya
叫べ
is
る
on his
ぞ。
own. Oh, forgot about these guys.
何しに戻ってきたんだ。
We're heroes.
この姿に。ああ。
And these guys even take them?
タンク突破。タッカル。
Like Top Master?
傷に無茶をするな。立てるか。無面ライダー。
立つさ。逃げよう。
And the odds are still in his favor.
二人とも。俺たちはないのか。
He's actually scared?
逃げる。逃げる。
Weird.
どこへ行くつもりだ。おお、こいつは大当たりだ。災害。おお、まだ立とうとするか。
まずは目的その1。怪人たちを暴れさせ、もはや安息の地はない。全てが不安と恐怖に包まれている。
Now, what is their plan? They have his son. They didn't take the father.
拉致してきました。そしてニャーンは監獄へ侵入し、もともと凶悪な囚人たちを怪人化させ、この大きな戦力が見込め
We
るか。
haven't heard King Orochi speak as
高
yet.
血のやつ、まだ。お前でも骨が折れるぞ。
見くびるなよ。だが用は済んだ。
He doesn't want to be
この
with
爆
the
弾様
Monster
に
Association.
命令するんじゃねえ。まあ聞け。お前より強い怪人などアジトへ戻る頃だ。そうなると S 級を含めたヒーローどもが残っている怪人先に行く。 Z 市外れの廃墟地帯だ。じゃいるってよ。笑っちまうよな。奴の月を見て萎縮しちまった。
バクちゃん。
Still alive at least.
俺はもう戦う気はない。頼む。
The scared type to me before, but I guess
やめろ。
自分より弱い。解き放たれた今、最高の気分だ。叫んだぞ。こんなシーンにギャラリーがいなくて残念だ。全てを手に入れるなんて虫が良すぎないか。
just jealous.
無様だな、チャンピオン。
ここに怪人がいるんだ。誰かいま
Is
せん
anyone
か。
even close by? I guess that why hasn't he showed up already?
こっちに来てくれ。ヒーロー。
And now he's actually calling for one. It's kind of ironic.
ヒーローは来ない。
良いヒーローがいても。でもお願いだ。もう一度立ち上がってを求めるものなんだ。その光はどんなにか細くても。
これが絶望ってやつだ。
God damn it. Last
な
minute.
んだお前は。
You're late.
ヒーローぜ水流。
You heard him, but you didn't hear all the destruction and screams.
あとは任せとけ。
Alright, so episode 8, we anyway, it's like they keep teasing us with Saitama and then and then something happens. Right? As I said before, I mean, it was glad to see him back last episode fighting against Surya, but I was pretty one-sided. Finally get to see a challenge now, but we're gonna have to wait until the next episode. I just want to see Saitama actually have a fight similar to what he had with Boros. in the first season. But I mean, I know we'll get that by the end of this, before this season actually ends. But in any case, so this episode we have Suri actually winning the tournament by default, by default, because Saitama got disqualified. And of course, Goketsu making his appearance. And again, by the way he spoke, it appears as though, well, they revealed later on that he was a contestant in the tournament. And he was rumored to have been killed by some monsters, but the monsters made him an offer to become, well, to eat the monster cells and become a monster. And he didn't even hesitate, he just gobbled everything up. So, and similarly here too, when this is a tournament, I'm not quite sure if everyone here in the tournament is a hero. I mean, outside of Suryo, who has made it a point to say he dislikes heroes and doesn't care about being a hero, but we don't know. I don't know a whole lot about the other contestants. I know the lightning dude and the snake dude, whatever their names are. But I mean, the others were just so eager to accept the cells and eat them and monsters, to throw away their humanity just that easily. So I don't think they would all be heroes. The ones that we know are heroes, of course, didn't succumb to the temptation and take the cells. But it put Goketsu on a whole other level. He said he's threat level dragon, but even though this new beast that he's created now is also threat level dragon, he says he's stronger than him, and there are also others who are stronger than he is. I don't know. So does that mean that even if you're on the same level, it means you're not? I guess it works similarly to how the Hero Association works, in that you can be in the S rank, but you're not all on the same level, right? We had Flashy Flash in the last episode fighting a monster, and Tornado came in and she just disposed of it like that. So she's number 2, and he's much lower in the rank, so she's a lot stronger than he is. So I guess it works somewhat in the same way. So they're both threat level dragon, but Goketsu is actually stronger, right? That actually makes sense. So the Monster Association, I mean, in some ways they seem to be mimicking the Hero Association in terms of level. They're poaching their heroes and fighters to join their side. We saw a cat-like figure who I missed the name, that they said recruited some of the criminals and gave them monster cells. And again, they're mimicking the Hero Association, because the Hero Association approached those criminals first to join them in the fight against the monsters, and other monsters have recruited them instead. I didn't catch the character's name. It kind of reminded me of Nerpitu from Hunter x Hunter, right? But I just like the character design, so it kind of stood out to me, and it just came back. So I'm very interested to see when that character actually fights. Saitama has finally made it here, but he's made a bit too late. I mean, he said he heard his screams, but somehow he missed all the screams of the people who are dead here now, the people who ran away, and the destruction of the arena. So I don't know, weird hearing, but he's here now, and he's gonna face off against Goketsu. Well, not Goketsu. Goketsu's already left, so he's just gonna be fighting this dude. Yeah. I would have preferred to see him fight Goketsu, but Suryu put up a good fight. For the most part, he took out some of the weaker monsters, and or he could take them on, but when it got to Goketsu, it was just clearly outmatched. I don't know, his character, I mean, while he said he clearly values vanity, he just wants to, run away with the attractive girl there and go and have fun and enjoy his fun life, and he doesn't want responsibilities of being a hero and having to protect people. But then quickly it turns around and he ends up, scared and frantic and screaming for someone to help him. The very thing that he looked down on before, right? I don't know, it just seemed a bit out of character for him, given how strongly he was making his point earlier that he's the strongest, and Even though he did lose to Saitama, Saitama's on a whole other level, right? But I would put him at S class, and if he was not able to handle Goketsu or this new demon, no, I can see Saitama taking this guy on, but will Goketsu be be that boss for Saitama? It's I mean it's difficult to say, and we didn't get anything of Garo this episode, so that's 2 episodes without Garo or Bang and Bomb, and I don't know, it's just the way the season started off to suggest that Garo would be the main focus, but it seems to have shifted from him. And don't get me wrong, I don't mind the Monster Association stuff and the Monster Cells. That's that's the thing that interests me the most this season. So the more time we're on it, the more that's what I would love to see, right? It's just that I'm wondering if when that will come to a close. I mean, we got a snapshot of Garo fighting, or trying to fight Watchdog Man, who apparently has ungodly speed, as dogs do, right? And I just love how he continues to fight in the same posture that he's sitting in on all fours, right? It's one of those situations where if you ever see him stand on 2 legs, you're dead, right? So I really do like the character, and I'm interested to see how he fights. We saw last episode one of the monsters being attacked by this sort of doll that had a wolf mask or a dog mask, and when she attacked it, she said, "You're not human, are you?" And I figured it was Watchdog Man's abilities, or one of his abilities, maybe to make clones of himself, or dolls that can go out and fight for him. But then Garo had a flashback of him attacking some of the monsters, and it appears as though he's a physical fighter, right, and not having some magical abilities or anything like that. Yeah, I could be wrong, and he could have both. That would be really neat. So I wouldn't mind him having that, at least having maybe 2 abilities or not, but I guess we'll see. Outside of that, not much else happened this episode. We seem to be going more and more into the monster territory and exploring for the heroes. What will make you give up your humanity, right? And it's clearly demonstrated here. For some, it's greed, it's power. So I don't imagine a lot of the heroes would actually take up that offer, but it's gonna come down to who are you protecting if all these people who feel weak and who feel inferior decide to join the Monster Association. Goketsu mentioned that 2 of his pupils, or 3 of his pupils, took the monster cells, and their minds were too weak, so they became these mindless monsters that follow his orders. So I'm wondering, is it's dependent on the person? I mean, all 3 of them had weak minds. Is that how it works? And all of the guys in the tournament didn't seem that strong either. It didn't seem that strong-willed either, right? But the very first one to eat the monster cells became a monster. So I mean, what dictates whether they, succeed or not, or it's just random, right? The last guy to eat the cells there, he took several of them, and I'm wondering if it's because he took several why he became dragon class, and not his inherent abilities why he was at that level, right? So you can take several, but the odds of you surviving taking several are low. If you do succeed, then you become a powerful demon, a powerful monster, right? So it's very interesting, and I like monster cells. I like the monster cells being introduced into this world, and I really want to see how far they take it. Alright, be sure to post down in the comments. Let me know what your thoughts are on this episode, and who are you carrying for this match? Is it Saitama? Is it this new demon whose name I cannot remember? Alright, be sure to hit like and subscribe, and I will see you guys for the next